I think most people want to feel that they make a difference, that their opinions will count and that they're challenged and hope that, really they are doing something good.
You can get excited about getting out of bed every day if you have that passion, if you care about it.
If you come with the feeling that you can make a difference, I think you come with this energy and this belief that you will make a difference.
I used to work for other pharmaceutical companies before, and one day someone came to me and said, you know what, there is this company called Shire, and they not only have very interesting areas they work in, but they're very committed. So maybe that's a good place for you to go. ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. That's something that can occur in children as well as in adults. Here in Germany, there's a very heated discussion on ADHD. There are some people who know it's a serious genetic disease and it needs treatment. But on the other hand, there are people who say it's just made up.
Ich wusste gar nichts über ADHS, ich hatte das noch nie gehört. Das Familienleben war ein Chaos ohne Ende, wir hatten kaum Schlaf, er war nicht zu bändigen, konnte sich nicht an Regeln halten. Alle Erziehungsmaßnahmen und Ratschläge von Freunden, Verwandten, Bekannten haben scheinbar bei dem Kind nicht gefruchtet. Das ist unbeschreiblich, wie viel Kraft man dazu benötigt. Unglaublich.
We want people to understand about the disease and make ADHD patients deal with their life in a good way. So there's a long way for us to go. The first thing and the most important thing is creating awareness for ADHD. We have to make sure that the people who have the science and the knowledge, that have been hurt, that all the doctors who have spent so much time dealing with ADHD, that they get a chance to speak up.
Urteil, was man hat bei ADHS ist, es ist eine Unfähigkeit der Eltern, ihre Kinder zu erziehen. Ich würde mir wünschen, dass wir heutzutage über ADHS so reden können wie über Asthma und Diabetes, mit der gleichen Selbstverständlichkeit, dass es eben einfach etwas ist, was einen Menschen chronisch beeinträchtigt.
Es war schwierig für ihn, Freunde zu finden und daraus hat sich ein Teufelskreis entwickelt, dessen Höhepunkt dann in richtigem Mobbing endete. Er tat mir dann auch so leid, weil im Prinzip war er ein ganz, ganz lieber Kerl. Furchtbar, ganz furchtbar. Man fühlt sich alleine und fühlt sich wie ein Exot.
The first time you hear about ADHD and maybe your child might be affected, you want to know so many things. So I spend a lot of time with doctors discussing ADHD, with patient groups, to provide those things that might support the life of these patients and get information across. Abhängig vom Alter des Kindes, welche Struktur?
Das Wichtigste in Nikolas Fall war, dass alle für dieselbe Sache gearbeitet haben. Zum einen die Therapie, die er selber gemacht hat, die Aufklärung von uns Eltern durch ein spezielles Elterntraining, die Medikation, die ihm einfach ermöglicht hat, sich für die Therapie zu öffnen, sodass wir alle in dieselbe Richtung arbeiten und dann letztendlich auch erfolgreich sein können.
Also ich denke, es ist auch für eine Firma in der ganzen Situation, die wir gerade in Deutschland, schrägstrich auch in Europa haben. Eine Firma gerät immer wieder ganz schön ins Kreuzfeuer, aber sie sollten nicht locker lassen.
Shire takes ADHD very seriously and has been for years now. We know that their treatment options can really support the children and the doctors in treating these children. There's so many things you can do to support an ADHD child. It's just you have to know about it. I was always looking for something where I can change something or where what I do has a meaning.
Sie denken, es wäre vielleicht ein Fahrstuhlmonster.
I don't want to just go there in the morning and just do some work and go back home and nothing has changed. That's not the way I want to live.
The reps are where the rubber meets the road. I mean, they're the ones that take the information about these medicines to the physicians. They are the face of Shire.
I wanted to join Shire because it's not one of the big pharmas that they talk about where there are thousands and thousands of employees and you're just a number, where you're an actual person in this company. They moved me over to the renal side, and that's the first time I met Christine. I knew that my experience was lacking.
I came from Johnson & Johnson and Eli Lilly, 8 years of both.
Managed my team to President's Club my first year.
And I've been similar to Rob in pharmaceuticals for about 17 years now.
Well, I noticed Drew right away. Most of the team was very experienced. You know, they're very confident. I could see that Drew was fading in the shadows.
It was extremely intimidating, extremely frustrating. I remember my head was spinning. Chris walked up to me, and the first thing that she says is, "Drew, relax. You're going to do just fine."
There's a lot of experience sitting there in that room, but it doesn't make sense to cover them all equally.
She really helped me to be able to say, let's focus on the physicians that are going to be able to make the most sense for your territory.
To look at your top 20. That's why you need to know every bit of this study, but obviously...
Physicians are looking for product knowledge. They're looking for somebody that can bring them compelling information that will benefit these patients long term.
Every time you walk into a physician's office, you better have a plan so that if you even get 1 minute with that physician, make the most out of that 1 minute.
We walked in together, and I was armed with all my clinical studies, and my heart was racing. I'm Drew with Shire Pharmaceuticals.
Hi. I'm sorry, I'm really late today.
Okay. I wasn't able to do it that time. He was not able to see me.
These are very, very bright, well-educated doctors. It's critical that these reps are able to create that credibility in front of them all.
I didn't want anybody to know that it affected my confidence. I realized the top management in Shire not only have the expertise, the intelligence, and the product knowledge, they also have an advanced degree. If they could do it, why not me? I applied and was accepted, and now I'm in the master's program.
Elements that do that?
Shire is helping to pay for it, which is a benefit because it really shows that they're really dedicated to not only your personal development as a representative, but also your personal development as a human being. After I finished the first year, I had the confidence. It really does help. Now I'm looked at as more of a resource, not just as a representative promoting my product, but more as a resource that really is beneficial to practice in general.
Amazingly, by the end of that first year, Drew was able to achieve President's Club. And that's an amazing accomplishment. That is the top 5% of the country. He had it in him all along. But, you know, I think we were able to give him the tools and the skills to get there. And, you know, he got there and then some.
I'm excited to go to work every day. I'm excited to go and benefit the physicians and hopefully benefit the patients every day. And I'm excited to see where this company's going to go.
There is an energy about Shire. We've got a group of scientists who are continually exploring new things, looking for new opportunities. In every case, without exception, we're breaking new ground. Back in 1995, we started on a journey to bring a new therapy to Hunter syndrome patients. Well, Hunter syndrome is a genetic disease. These patients are missing an enzyme. As a result, they accumulate substances in the cells that cause tissue damage.
Most Hunter syndrome kids have short stature. They develop thickened and claw-like joints and hands. They lose their ability over time to perform their own activities of daily living, like taking a shower, washing their hair, brushing their teeth. If you have a very severe form of the disease, the kids don't generally live beyond the age of 10 or 12.
Kyle was diagnosed with Hunter syndrome when he was about 2 years and 9 months. We heard that it could be a fatal disease, that was, for us, pretty overwhelming and you know, changed our lives.
20 years ago, nobody ever would have even considered going out and developing a drug for indications like these.
It was an early stage in the company. We had about 100 people, a very small, enthusiastic organization trying to make something happen. Enzyme replacement therapy is as it sounds. We're replacing a missing enzyme in the body. We create a cell line that produces large quantities of enzyme, and we take that cell line and then develop it for large-scale manufacturing. It was a huge effort and a long process. We knew that patients were dying, in fact, waiting for a drug that could change the course of their disease.
We ran a clinical trial that, for this orphan drug disease space, was the largest and most complex clinical trial at the time. We enrolled 96 patients from 17 countries around the world. We would get listings of data that would be piles and piles of paper. There are many layers of the investigation that had to go on that happened here at the company that we had to keep track of while the patients were being infused at the sites. Anything that we could do to make things easier for the patients and the families, that's what was key to it for us.
When we hit those roadblocks, we just kept going. Started in '95, over 10 years to make this therapy available to patients.
When Kyle received his enzyme, the effects were really immediate. It's given him an opportunity to really have a fairly normal life. We never knew if we would get to this point. Just very, very exciting.
In our labs at Shire, we have photographs of patients. It's looking at those faces on the wall that really make it worthwhile.
So cute and
I feel really honored that I'm being helped by Shire. I feel that they're really caring about me and other people who have this problem, and they want to help.
I think for most of the people at Shire, they're there because they have a passion about making a difference in people's lives. It can make you feel like you're doing something important each and every day.
It's an environment where we're open, we're trusting, we believe in each other, and believe in each other's ability to move things forward for patients.
Just don't want to be another faceless big company. The simple way of expressing that, I guess, is to say people care in Shire. They care about what they do, they care about the patients that we're helping. It just makes you want to get up the next morning and come in and do it all over again.